So just a quick video about these compressor switch. Find them all over eBay, about a tenner, and they do two things. They turn the compressor off when it reaches its set working pressure, and also it depressurizes the line between the compressor itself and the reservoir, which means the compressor can start up easily next time it needs to start. I had to take this apart. A friend was having trouble with his compressor and I wanted to talk him through fault finding. So here's what's inside. In the top, the latching button, the latching mechanism is inside. Then the interesting bits. The push button operates this, and we can see two sets of electrical contacts. So it's, I believe it's a 16 amp. Yeah, 16 amp rated switch in there. So that's to isolate the compressor motor. Also, just here, we have the valve that releases pressure from the compressor. On this side is the sense, this big spring here with a piston underneath that detects the pressure in the tank. And if we have a look, while it's running, that's normally up, and as the pressure builds up, it pushes a plunger until it flips. There's a little spring here, and that just causes this lever to snap down as this lever here goes up. That disconnects the compressor motor and it opens the valve to let the air out of the compressor pipe. This has been turned down, so it's easier for me to actually operate it by hand. So the problem my friend was having is an air leak. So we had to figure out which of the two valves, or which of the two parts it was leaking from. And to do that fairly simply, we squirted WD-40 in to see where the bubbles came out. And they came out around the bottom here, which straight away told me what the problem was. If you've got this mounted on top of a compressor, chances are there'll be gauges next to it and pipes around it and cable in and out, and there'll be a hose attached here as well that's just difficult to get at when it's mounted in the compressor. But to replace just the switch assembly, all you need to do is undo these 4 little bolts. And once they're out, it comes away from all the pipework. So we see in this part there's a thick rubber diaphragm, with the air receiver pressure acting on the bottom of it, and then here we've got the valve, which is actually used to let the air out of the compressor pipework. If I tip it that way, you can see the little pin comes out, and that's blocked that vent hole. If I press it down, that hole opens up and lets the air out of the pipe that's joined straight to the actual compressor output. On the underside here, we have this big plunger which goes up to operate the switch. If I hold that in place, and hopefully if I compress it hard enough, no. Let me just pause while I put those screws back in. Right, I've just put a couple of screws in just so I don't have to hold it together. So the air pressure acting on the bottom compresses the spring. It's really quite hard. The lever starts to go up, and then as it passes the other lever, it springs down and the switch opens. And that's all there is to it.